Well boys, today will be the start of the revival of my R34 Skyline. What's going on guys? Welcome back to another video, and for all of you guys that are new, this is my 1998 Nissan Skyline GTT that I imported from Japan. And before we dive into this video, let me give you guys a quick breakdown of everything that's been done to this car. So the first thing you'll notice about the car is it has the upgraded GTR style front bumper. Came on the car when I originally bought it from Japan. It also has the Xenon GTR headlights on it. TE37s, it's lowered on MCA suspension with cup kit system, so that means I can raise it up or down, but it's not bags. They perform just like coilovers. And then if you make your way to the back, you'll notice that we have aftermarket side skirts, aftermarket rear bumper, GTR style spoiler with the carbon gurney flap. And if you step into the interior, you have these beautiful Recaro DC5 Type R seats that I imported from Japan. We have a Vertex steering wheel, we have a Worksbell quick release, double din head unit, RRP short shifter, and yeah, that is pretty much it. Oh, and of course it is finished in this beautiful, my favorite color on the Skylines, Bayside Blue. And the reason why I said that we're going to be reviving this car is because I haven't driven this thing in months. Yes, I said it, months. It's just been sitting because one, I had a little bit of an accident in the rear bumper, and if you take a look, it's cracked right there, and it's held on by this little self tapper because this part would just come on and off like 24/7, so I had to put a screw there just to hold it in. And so I've had zero motivation to drive the car because I think right now it's just not pleasing to look at, and we have a mechanical issue that I'll show you guys just in a little bit. So the reason why I've been putting off fixing this car is because I ordered a full Z-Tune body kit for it that just arrived, so I was planning on giving this car a whole revamp before I do anything else to it. But to be honest, I'm so busy with my other cars, so I don't think we're gonna slap on the body kit until like another 1 or 2 months. So I'd rather have this thing driving in tip-top shape before I go ahead and do that, just so I can enjoy these next 1 or 2 months, because not gonna lie, it's kind of sad having my dream car just sit here and rot away. So today we're gonna do a little mod on the car that's gonna make the turbo sound amazing, because right now the turbo is super quiet, as if the car was NA. Let's start it up and show you guys what it sounds like, if this thing will start up. It's been so long, I think the battery might be dead. Oh, look at that. Started right up. Listen to her purr. She sounds pretty good for being stock. Let's pop the hood real quick. You guys like that? You guys like the aftermarket hood struts I put in? No need to use the little rod to hold up the hood. Alright, so as you guys can see, the motor is fairly stock. Only thing it has done is an aftermarket intake as well as an aftermarket intercooler. She has a little front mount intercooler right there, so it's pretty stock. Let me go ahead and show you guys what she sounds like. See? Barely any turbo noises, if there's turbo noises at all. But today with this little mod I'm going to show you guys, it should make the Skyline go and the best part is it won't cost us a single dime. But before we can do that, we have to address an issue that's been going on with the car. If you take a look at the cluster, you'll notice it has a check engine light, slip control light, and the traction control light. And what those 3 lights mean when they're all on together is that the car is misfiring. That is the sad truth about owning these cars. Since they are so old, parts go bad. And I already went through and replaced all the spark plugs before, and I still had the misfiring issue. This was like a few months ago, and it turned out to be a bad coil pack. And so I'm guessing this time it's gonna be another bad coil pack, since I only replaced 1 last time instead of the whole 6. I should have done the whole set, but I decided not to. But this time I learned my lesson. So I went ahead and picked up a whole set of Spitfire coil packs from Australia, and these are complete plug and play into the Skyline, and they should give us more tunability as well once we decide to upgrade the car and to get it tuned. So not only will it make the car run better, but it's gonna help us out in the long run when we do modify this car some more. Oh, look at that, boys. We got some fresh coil packs for the Skyline. Alright, let's start out by removing all of the OEM coil packs. And to be honest, I think the coil packs that are in the car right now are still the original one from factory, because this car only has 50,000 kilometers, aka 30,000 miles. So it's very much due for an upgrade. While we're at it, I'm gonna replace this harness as well. Because look at this, all of the clips and tabs are all broken off because it's so old. We got the crusty old ones, the brand new Spitfire ones. And of course, we have our brand new harness. And this one actually clips in. Oh, you hear that click? Yeah, that's what we wanted. All right, new coil packs are swapped in. Now we can get to the fun part. Let's make this thing sound like a freaking Supra. Which brings us to the main point. You guys might be wondering, Derek, how in the world are you gonna do that without swapping out the turbo, without adding a blow-up valve, this and that? I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys in on a little secret. So on all turbo cars, it comes from factory with 1, a blow-up valve, or 2, a bypass valve. And what that does is it vents the boost pressure back to the intake or just into the atmosphere, which gives it that little whoosh sound when you step on it. Now the key to getting the su-tu-tu-tu-tu is not having a blow-up valve or a bypass valve, because what that sound is basically compressor surge. Instead of that air being let out into the atmosphere or back into the intake, it goes back through the turbo and then causes the compressor to surge, and that's how you get that noise. So the easiest and cheapest way to obtain that noise is by finding out a way to block off that blow-up valve. And on the RB25, it's located right here. That's our blow-off valve right there. Now I could either take this off and swap it on with the little plate in order to completely block off the valve, but that means I'll have to get a metal plate fabricated in order for it to fit, and I'll have to block off the hoses. So instead of doing that, we're gonna do it a cheaper way. I'm gonna take off the stock blow-off valve and then take a piece of thin cardboard or really thick paper. We're gonna put the blow-off valve on here, trace out the outline of the flange, and then we're gonna put the little gasket we made in between the flange and the blow-off valve. Now by doing that, it should completely block off all the air that's going into the blow-off valve, which then causes the air to flow right back into the turbo and make a surge. There we go, we'll use this as a little template. And now boys, we have the easy part. We just take this little gasket that we just removed, put it on cardstock paper, trace the shape of it, and then cut it out. It's like we're in art class all over again. Cut out a little hole where the bolts go in. And just like that, we created our own little blow-off valve block-off plate. All right, time to slap this back in the car and see what it sounds like. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if we did anything. Sounds like a freaking Supra. Oh my God. That is so sick. That sounds insane. Okay, I gotta take this thing out for a rip because I know the turbo noises are gonna be even louder once I'm driving this thing. Oh my God, I'm so hyped. I also haven't driven this car in probably a month, so it feels good to be back. Oh, and no more check engine light as well. Life is looking good. And the best part is this car still has AC. Look at that. Maybe it's not a shit bucket after all. Okay, let's drive this thing around, warm it up, and then I'll give you guys a few pulls. I barely got on it and I heard it. There's no way. Dude, I hope the camera can pick that up. Oh my God. Oh man, I'm sad. I kind of think that the mic doesn't pick it up. It's crazy to think how much of a difference that little simple and free mod made to the Skyline. I think it's gonna make driving the car way more enjoyable. And yes, I know it's not efficient to do that to your car at all, but the thing is, I'm planning on going big turbo on this car soon. So doing this might cause premature wear on the turbo, but we are replacing it in like 2 or 3 months. And to be honest, I might as well enjoy it while it lasts. But just know, this car is soon gonna be in the 500 horsepower club with the F80 M3 and the Corvette in the garage. Speaking of the M3, let me go ahead and give you guys a quick little update. Right now it's just sitting pretty. It's Laguna Seca Blue wrapped on some Lightspeed Racing champagne gold wheels. We got full carbon on it. We're talking carbon diffuser, carbon side skirts, carbon front lip, and of course this thing has catless downpipe, exhaust, intakes, and a tune, pushing about 550 horsepower. We have new wheels in the garage ready to go on it. We have a bunch of other stuff as well. I don't want to say too much yet, but just know, stay tuned. And on top of that, we also have a full body kit that just came in about 2 weeks ago. I ordered it, I think like last year, and it finally came in. So I want to say in like a month or two after we finish building the Corvette, I'm gonna install that body kit. And we got something cooking for the Corvette as well. I literally bought every single carbon fiber part available for this car, and we're gonna be installing it. But that's not the point of why I opened the garage. I want to show you guys the new body kit for the R34. Everything in here is a part of the new Z-Tune body kit for the 34. We have new fenders, bumpers, rear over fenders, a hood, side skirts. Everything you could possibly need to transform this car is inside this box. So it's gonna happen soon, but the reason why I don't want to start the process yet is because I don't know what color I want to paint the car. And yes, we are gonna paint it. I've low-key missed painting. It's been about 2 years, I think, since I painted my last car. The last time I painted was when I painted the FRS purple. It's long overdue for some body work and some paint work on the channel. So let me know, guys, what color should I paint the 34 once we go full Z-Tune? The top 3 choices right now are Pearl White, Millennium Jade, and Midnight Purple 3. I feel like those are the 3 classic colors that I envision when I think of an R34. So let me know in the comments, what color would you guys want me to paint the 34? And then right after we paint it, we're going full big turbo kit in order to make the 34 keep up with my other cars, because this car is getting sent literally this week. Built heads, cams, intake manifold, exhaust manifold, all from Texas Speed. So we're getting the best of the best for the Corvette. By the end of the build, this car should push about 650 wheel horsepower NA. Not supercharged, not turbocharged, freaking NA. This is going to be a crazy build for my first American car for sure. If you guys enjoyed the video, go down below, hit the like button. It helps me out tremendously. And let me know what kind of content would you guys like to see on this channel. And who knows, maybe the next video will be whatever you guys suggested. Alright boys, until next time, peace out.